have a roll call. I'll call everyone's name. Mark Bartuszek.
Here.
Leo Giesen.
Here.
Matt Goldati.
Here.
Dennis Havlicek.
Here.
Kim Holden.
Here.
Tammy Pexa.
Here.
Jean Kubish here. So everyone is here. Oh, and Superintendent Dittberner.
Here.
Okay. And we've got the, can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and we have to call again, Mark. How do you vote, Mark?
Yes.
Are you in favor? Yeah. Leo? Leo? Did we lose Leo?
I think
I'm
so.
here.
Okay, just say, I'm roll calling for approval of the agenda. So you just have to say yes
I'm
or
not
no.
hearing any sound from Jeannie though.
Oh. Well,
I can hear.
you can
Yeah.
hear. Okay,
I can hear you.
okay. Matt,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
and Jean, yes. Motion carries 7-0. And could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
And I'll ask for who is in favor. Mark,
Aye. Yes.
Leo,
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Jean, yes. So everyone's in favor of the consent, approving the consent agenda. Now we'll have board committee reports, policy.
Policy, we had some policies to review, but nothing, there was no changes. It was just MSBA matching and there was nothing to change.
Okay, did Southwest Metro meet?
Yes, we did. We had our regular school board meeting last Tuesday via Zoom. And we had several of the regular items on there. The main part of the meeting was a discussion about running out of room for the programs at Southwest Metro. And one of the things that we've got on the table at this time is there is a very wonderful building that's up for sale in Shakopee that was owned by a computer company. And it was their training facility. And they have it for sale right now. And we are, as a board, very interested in purchasing that. And we'll have more information as time goes by on the building and how it stacks up as far as cost compared to what we've got now, as far as leasing space and other buildings that we have at this time. So keep tuned for that. It's a building that I believe, Tim, do you remember what they're asking for it?
Oh, no.
I want to say 6 million, but the cost of that building to be built at this time would be somewhere in the $30 million range. So it's an unbelievable building as far as cost is concerned. But we'll be giving more information to you as time goes by. And actually, there'll be opportunities for people to tour the building later on too. So that's what we covered at the Southwest Metro.
Okay. How about the CPAC?
No meeting for CPAC.
Okay. How about community ed
No.
and wellness?
No.
Okay, and early childhood did not meet either. How about the fitness and aquatic center joint powers?
We did. Met briefly before. We're at 4:30 actually. The people that run the fitness center are going to start coming up with a plan if and when we can reopen. that's about all we really talked about, other than we are going to meet again on May 19th, when hopefully we will have a better idea when and if they can open up. As far as the pool goes, it's still empty, and there's nothing going to be done with that until we find out what's going on for sure. That's about it.
Okay. And now we're ready for the superintendent's report.
Yeah, with a lot been going on here in the last few days since the governor's executive order to extend distant learning for the remainder of the year. I know that hit hard for a lot of our staff and students and parents. That finally the reality came to be true. Not like it was a big surprise, but still, I think it was a sad day for many, I guess. Right now, there's a lot of things we're working on. We have they've declared that May 1st and 4th have to be teacher-only days. That it's not, there will be no students, so we'll be planning in preparation to do distance learning the remainder of the year. And so we're busy doing things to be ready for that on May 1st and 4th. So that's this Friday and then the following Monday. But with that, there's a lot of questions out there. I know Nicole Adams was just conducting, we had the deadline today, actually later today, or at noon today, I should say. And I'm not sure what the results are for the graduation survey, what to do with graduation. So she surveyed both seniors and their parents. And so we'll get the results of that, and I'll share that with you probably tomorrow. So be looking for an email from me tomorrow on that. But just some other things, a lot of questions on end of the year stuff, a lot of the traditional end of the year events, how we're going to do those, like the honors banquet, how we're going to do that virtually. There's things on just for teachers to clean out their classrooms. We got to get that organized. How students are going to be able to pick up the materials. Just a lot of planning that's got to take place. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, we're already planning what it's going to look like next year. And obviously, we really don't have a crystal ball, but we do need to be planning. Obviously, I mean, one thing, we could still be distance learning. I hope not. But we got to prepare for that. But even if we are back to school, we have to have a plan in place for families or students because of health reasons or whatever reason to be able to provide an option for some type of online or distance learning for them. And I think, and then there's a number of other things we need to be concerned about too within the buildings if it comes to that. So there's going to be a lot of planning right now and through the month of May and June as we get closer to that. I don't have any real specifics, but I do know that we need to be ready for that. So that's a big thing right now.
Okay. So do you have any good news?
Well, it's just some good news. You know what? Since this whole began, everything's began. I've sent you 4 emails last week in the weekly wrap. I have not, whether it's voicemails or emails, the things I've shared with you the last couple of weeks, I have not had a negative phone call, a negative email. It's been very positive. We did that survey, got the feedback from parents. And of course, there were some things we got that helped us that was very constructive. But by and large, we're fortunate here in New Prague, and unlike if you go out in some rural areas of Minnesota that don't have the broadband that we do. We're also fortunate enough to be one-to-one with our devices. We're also very fortunate to have Sean Brandt, who is our technology integration specialist, a former teacher who was teaching our teachers, taught our teachers the last 10 years on technology, and is fantastic. And then we're also very fortunate and grateful that we have supportive families. So I look at us, and I said this to another administrator today, we're doing as well as we could be doing.
I could say my wife's a teacher. Does she want it? Would she rather be in the school with contact with kids? Obviously. I mean, that's why you go in the teaching profession, but you got to make the best of the situation. And I think our teachers, our students, our parents are doing everything they can to make it a meaningful learning experience. But we're very hopeful that we'll be back in school next fall. But even with that, we have kids that do have health conditions. We have staff that may have health conditions too, that we're going to have plans in place to be able to continue the teaching and learning for a variety of people, I guess you could say.
Okay. And now we'll go down to the swim team.
Yeah, the recommendation is we're asking for approval to begin a boys swim and dive team for the 2021-22 school year. And as Brad Skogelbo, our activities director, was on our at our last board meeting at the work session explaining the rationale for that, to be able to get the numbers up, especially for high school level swimmers. We have a good club program going on right now. It's something we're following the same process, basically the same timeline that we've done with lacrosse, boys and girls lacrosse, for dance team, for soccer, all new activities that we've added in the last 10 years. And then also with that too, to have time to have a schedule within our conference, which right now that's already been done. So his recommendation is we go club one more year and put it in the school for the 2020-21 school year. So we're very excited about that.
Okay, so does anyone have any questions before we vote on this? Could I have a motion to approve the boys swim team for school year 21-22?
So moved.
Motion.
Second, okay. So then I'll have to call each one separately for your vote. Tammy?
Yes.
Jean? Yes. Kim?
Yes.
Dennis?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Leo?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 7-0. And now we'll have a report on the 2020-21 school year staffing.
Okay, so Janelle is going to be sharing a PowerPoint here shortly. So every year at the April meeting, I present. Oh, that doesn't look very good, does it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Present us the staffing recommendations that we have for the following year as we prepare for our first draft of our budget that will be presented on May 26th. And there could actually be more staffing changes, but this focuses on the typically on the certified staff. And, we're going through some processes right now with looking at, para support and leadership and so forth that might have more changes. So, but this will be the majority of the changes. So first of all, at our elementary schools, do you want me to try it, Janelle?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I need a second. I tried to practice this today and it
That's
did not
okay.
let
Let
me
me
either.
present now, see if I can do it. It's not giving me the,
That's okay. Let me just be patient. I'll get
here we go.
there.
Here we go. Nope, I think I got it. Just a second. Yeah, why isn't it,
There we go.
Blinking.
Oh,
Blinking.
that is weird. Okay, well, anyway, you have the presentation in board docs, so let me just go through it. I've got it up on my other screen. So first of all, at our elementary schools, right now our K enrollment is only 283, and the projection was 311. So that, isn't great, but we're hoping that it will go up. People really haven't been thinking right now about where to enroll their kindergartner since the coronavirus started. So we're hoping that number will increase, over the summer. But right now we are down for kindergarten. And overall enrollment, based on fifth graders leaving and the kindergartens coming, we're down about 2% or 31 students. And right now we're seeing a 2.5 FTE decrease for certified staff. Ravensburg would actually increase 0.5. We had added a 0.5 that provided additional support to second and third grade. So that this year, that would increase to a 1.0. And then we're going down 2 at Falcon and 1 at Eagle View. So that is the elementary. The middle school, right now, we plan to increase 1.0 FTE for allied. So typically, it's going to be PE and health due to large class sizes, but we'll be decreasing a 0.5 German. So that, it's actually only a 1.0, a 0.5 increase. And then for the high school, this is always a puzzle to put together based on current registration. So it's a net decrease of 1.0 FTE. And there's a lot of different variations, increase in some areas, decrease in some areas, depending upon registration. But overall net decrease of 1.0 FTE, which is good news. And then right now, we typically hold on CLC staffing until enrollment is more clear because we don't always know that until later. So right now we just plan to hold that stable. Then the last is special services. And again, this is a kind of a puzzle to put together, but the overall net is a decrease of 0.25 FTE, but that's a combination of a change in speech language, behavior consulting, special ed coordination, and psychologist staffing. So it's kind of we're shifting and moving based on some changes we're making with staffing. The overall result is a 0.25 FTE decrease. And like I said, we're still looking at other areas such as para support, and it's possible we'd be coming with more decreases when we submit our first draft of the budget. But this is the majority of the changes. Any questions?
So have the kindergarten parents for next year been contacted if they're registering here, or?
Yeah, so we've, the elementary executive assistants always do a great job. And we've had a lot of care holds. We've also had a lot go to private due to some changes they made in their tuition structure for next year. But again, we still hope that we will be able to be closer to our projection. The good news is we don't have kindergarten teachers hired yet. We're not going to be overstaffed. It's just our financial projections that project out, 5 years are based on that number. So it changes our financial projections, but it really doesn't change anything for next year.
And
what was the projection? How many kindergartners were projected for next year? I don't remember.
311, and we're at 283 or 284. I guess I didn't even check it today. Yeah.
And you don't know how many are undecided at this point?
Very few are undecided, to be honest with you. We've touched base with almost everybody. Yeah.
Okay. So then we have to count on.
Yeah, I hope to get closer to 300. But like I said, it's just, that's the way it goes. And it's very hard to project kindergarten. And as I was going to check here right now, we're at 284 kindergarten as of today. And this last year we were over 325 actually. So it's quite a decrease. Any other questions?
Do I have a motion to approve the 2020-21 school year staffing recommendation?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay. And how do you vote, Mark?
Yes.
Leo?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Dennis?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Jean? Yes, so that's 7-0. And Okay, next we have a personal day carryover memorandum of understanding.
Right, so if you recall, for 2021, we're going to be transitioning for our certified staff from a, sick, personal, and bereavement type system to a discretionary leave system. And in anticipation of that, what we did was we put in the contract that basically you needed, if you had any unused personal days, you had to sell them back because there weren't going to be personal days next year.
Sandy, you froze.
Yeah.
We lost her.
Yep, I think so. She's still there. Let me send her a chat.
Yeah, she's gonna have to disconnect probably and reconnect, I bet.
That's what I.
The broadband in Belle Plains now is good.
She'll be able to tell jokes now.
Yeah.
She left the meeting. Okay. She left the meeting, so
Should go to the next one and come back when she gets here? Jean?
yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so the next thing would be the approval of spring coaching stipend recommendations.
Yeah, let me just review that. Where it all started, it was a decision to pay spring sport coaches. And like I've told you, it's been all over the board throughout the state. Prior Lake, I gave you information, Prior Lake and Shakopee were one of the first two to make decisions on that. It's the pros and cons of it. I mean, we want to demonstrate respect to the coaches. I know there's expectations being paid, that type of thing. And more than anything, the amount of work that's done in the offseason, especially by head coaches and the district coaches. But as I said from all along, it would be difficult to, pay a full salary to coaches for, not coaching during the season. And the financial reality is a second thing, but I just couldn't be able to defend it to the average taxpayer to do a full stipends for coaches. So, throughout the process that we did, Brad Skogerbo and Kevin Kleiner held a virtual coaches meeting. We sent out a survey to the coaches and, to get their perspective and give their opportunity to give feedback. And I think they did a great job being honest, being thoughtful. And I think overall, I think people will be appreciating anything that we can do for the coaches. Also, I've met with Brian Triplett about it, the union president, had discussions with Sandy and our administrative team, got their input. And so my recommendation right now, all right, is for the coaches to get 70% for track, baseball, and softball, 60% for the other sports, 50 for the assistants and track, baseball, softball, and then 40 for the assistants, and then 25 for middle school. And I know Lakeville acted on it the other day too, and they went 75% for head coaches, 50 for assistants. I'm not sure about middle school, but I just know they went 75 and 50. So I think we're about a little bit above most of the surrounding districts. Lakeville just above us, but I think it's a fair recommendation for our coaches for the time that they did put in, especially our head coaches.
Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Just one comment. A lot of work is done by coaches before the season even starts. And a lot of things are organized, things are ordered, and other work is done by coaches. So it isn't as though they're all getting paid for just not doing the job. A lot of work had been put in already for the seasons by the coaches.
Yeah, the other comment I just want to make too, and I know I sent this an email to you, but there are a few exceptions with B squad baseball, ninth grade baseball getting 40% because they didn't practice the first week. Our tennis coach was hired late, so that person will be at a 40% stipend. And like I said, our coaches, our directors and advisors pretty much finished the season, all of them, or finished the year. Some of them are year long, so we're sticking with full stipends with them. I just want to make sure everyone remembers that too. So there are a few exceptions on that. We could have done like the other schools and just gone flat with the head coaches, but the more I thought about it, I think if the coaches that did practice that first week, I think there is should be a difference in salary.
Tim. In that other email you sent, did you say that Minnesota State High School has released?
Has released what?
Has high school league released for all sports?
Yep. Yep. They've canceled everything for the remainder of the year. There's supposed to be no activities being done.
Okay, so now amateur sports they don't have to wait for the scheduled end of the season.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Okay. Could I have a motion to approve the spring coaching stipends?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. How do you vote, Tammy?
Yes.
Jean, yes. Kim?
Yes.
Dennis?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Leo?
Yes.
Mark?
No.
Okay, that's a 6-1.
Okay, and I am back now. I'm sorry. Something must have happened to my internet connection for a second. So I'm back.
Okay, so we're going to go back to the personal day carryover.
Yeah, so just continuing on is, we didn't want them to be able to carry personal days over as discretionary leave days. But several teachers are wanting to be able to donate, or not donate, but roll them into their leave bank, which could only be taken for sick. And right now, with the number of personal days that have not been taken, it's going to cost the district quite a bit of money to pay out all of those personal days. So to give teachers an opportunity to build up their sick bank, we'd like to allow them to roll them into their sick bank. So this just clarifies that we're going to use slightly different language that is in the contract, just as it relates to the personal day carryover to 2021.
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay, could I have a motion to approve the carryover memorandum of understanding?
I'll
I'll
move.
make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, how do you vote, Mark?
Yes.
Leo? Leo?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Dennis?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Jean? Yes, motion carries 7-0. And last item is the resolutions for termination and non-renewal.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion to consider the non-renewal of 3 probationary teacher contracts. Do I have that motion?
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
It's moved and seconded to consider the resolution for 3 non-renewal probationary teachers. Be it resolved by Independent School Board of District 721 that pursuant to Minnesota statutes, the teaching contracts of these 3 probationary teachers of the district will hereby be terminated at the close of the current 2019-2020 school year. Be it further resolved that a written notice will be sent to the teachers regarding the termination and non-renewal of their contracts. How do you vote on this, Non-renewal, Kim,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Leo,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
Dennis, yes, item passes.
Okay. And I think that was the last item, right?
Yes.
Can I have a
Motion to adjourn?
second?
Second.
Okay, can we just go all in favor for this one?
Yes.
Okay,
Are you going to roll call?
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried
Unanimously.
unanimously.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Yep.
Night.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.